having a very important business meeting right now.
Hi.
I'm giving Gabe my water. Thanks, Gabe. Have that. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
You can throw that away from
Don't
me.
even think about it.
Put it in the trash.
Put it in the trash.
Trash
Put it in the
can right in
trash.
front of you.
Huh? What? Yeah. Give me that back. I have a trash can right here. Jeez, Gabe.
Yeah, geez.
Well, it's kind of full. It's kind of full.
Jacob must not
Go
come in
hand me
here
that.
to
It's like
empty
overflowing.
because
What I
you
need?
guys are
Your
streaming
gloss and
when
your
it's
glaze and wash.
time.
Gloss varnish, glaze and wash.
See, you'll never have to do that again.
I have a noosh.
I know I need to do new. I'll grab one.
Well, huzzah, huzzah.
Oh, he gets one.
I
Hello,
got it.
everyone,
two.
by the
I
way.
didn't know he had two.
Well, he
Happy
doesn't
Monday.
have two anymore.
This is a
Yeah.
reflection of what
Yeah.
Mondays are like at Monument Hobbies.
He grabs the one that's so much full.
Well, huzzah, huzzah. Just throw back my legs.
I don't even
Hi,
know what's going on
everybody.
over there.
It's Monday. What is this?
For
Oh,
you.
I'll grab it later.
Hi, everybody.
I'll grab it later.
How are you doing?
T. Schmid, not first but not last.
Somebody likes us.
I mean, we hope you're not last, but you could be. You never know.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Bye.
Hi. Well, I'm coming back.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you think
He's
you're
gotta
just
get
allowed
another
to
red
come
lid.
in here
I gotta
anytime
get
you
another
want?
red lid, another blue lid.
Do we have are there ways for me to acquire lids for the ones that I have over here?
Where'd the thing go? This one?
I was literally gonna put it with all of the stuff that you were gonna take with you, and you're like, no, put it over there instead.
So,
I'm
guy.
sorry.
I
I painted a boat.
have a lot of brand new paints.
You know it's gonna be awesome about all those brand new paints.
For
Let me clarify for chat that these are not new colors.
Yeah,
These are just fresh bottles.
Thank you.
So when Jason says he has new paint, some of you might think that means something a little different than what it means today.
This is gonna be really bad for me because now I have to I have to. This is bad.
They don't look the same.
Well,
They're
they're all.
liquor.
I gotta, that
You
means
gotta
I gotta
organize
open
them. Yeah.
Pink Liquor and
That-
T. Schmidt, thank you for the resubs.
Don't worry, Jason. I also have a bunch of them that need to be sorted as well.
Denzel83, thank you for the follow.
Did he?
And Midnight Ghoul, thank you for the follow.
What did he do here?
Well,
Somebody
he
likes us.
attempted to put them back in the right spot, and then I was like, you should probably go talk to Jason and see where he wants you to put those things. Because I get the feeling that Jason probably wants them to go back just so. And then he came and asked you, and
I told him not to touch my stuff.
yeah.
Keep your hands off my stuff, Gabe.
So,
Necronometron Painting said I was getting ready to do my taxes, but then I saw you were going live, and since I like you guys infinitely more than I like the government, that decision seemed obvious.
nice.
I will take that.
Yeah.
You got
I
time
will
for
also
the
take that.
taxes. You got like 2 months still.
Oh, God. 2
Anybody
months.
got time for that?
Yikes.
Anybody got time for that? Holy tons of moly.
Can we see a shot of the organized desk? Organized is a strong
Well,
term.
It's all going into foam trays, right?
I'm confuzzled. Gabe stole a bunch of paint that he didn't replace.
I did no such thing. I stole nothing.
You stole a bunch of paints and didn't replace them.
I did.
Where's my silver?
Well, you know
I
where
didn't
the
pull out
silver is.
silver.
What?
Did you pull a silver to take with
Oh,
you?
I gave silver at New York Comic Con.
Hey, we need another silver.
We're out of silver, it turns out. So
Oh.
No silver for Jason.
I don't know. I can't paint with metallic silver today, guys. So
Well, you know what? I don't have silver in my list of things, so I bequeath to you silver.
Like,
Jordan
who's gonna
likes
use
me.
it?
Alright.
How often does Jason paint?
It's not
with
like I
metallic
didn't get you
paints?
30 paints or something.
He did give me quite a bit of paint.
Jeez.
You did give me quite a bit of paint, so
I did.
Wait, isn't that one supposed to be red?
you live, Gabe.
Glaze and wash is blue.
That's noosh, isn't it?
It's glaze and wash, bro.
He said, bruh.
And Camel Triber,
Wait,
I
why'd
think
you put
it's.
one on the old bottle?
I really do think he's putting them into
I didn't know
the
if there's
just
a
the
little bit
foam
left.
paint
There's
trays
a
that
little
come
bit
in the Evo bag.
I'm having to just, yeah, I don't know
You
what I'm
gotta put these in
doing.
the right order, my dude.
And I believe
Well, now you can tell.
Wait,
Doesn't have to be
where's
right
the
order.
white lids?
White lids are for the sad one.
Wow, I have a lot of new paint.
I was
Oh,
gonna
that's
say,
a
I
bad one.
Primers will always be on the black lids.
that he puts them in numeric order, but now that I'm saying that I think that's wrong.
I don't put them in numeric order. I put them in order by hue.
Hugh.
I put them in the worst kind of numeric order that you can put
Which
them
is
in.
backwards and
Reverse,
upside down.
backwards,
Backwards and upside down. Yeah.
He likes reverse, backwards, upside down.
It's-
Alphabetical by name.
Yeah, alphabetical
I'm
by
gonna tell
name.
you, I will tell you that that's how we used to organize them when we only
Oh,
had
no.
29 colors.
That's right.
Because that was how my brain works. My brain is
Building a set, that would be
Words.
pretty rough.
but back then again,
But
that's
it
all we
didn't
had.
Yeah.
So in the bins, they were alphabetized, so I could go bold titanium white.
106 colors later.
Yeah,
you know.
now not practical.
we need to.
We don't even have an A, do we?
We need to have Gabe.
Well, it's okay because if there's not a letter, then you just skip that one and go to the next one.
Oh no, we do have an A.
We need to have Sir
flush down.
Jabe over here.
Well, now
Figure out
yes,
how we're
but
gonna
back
do all
then we
this
didn't.
stuff now that we have all these colors.
Do how to do what stuff?
Like how to store all this because we have way more colors than we have storage spots for. Now.
Yeah, I'm like consuming parts of this.
Like I don't know how this is supposed to work, but
Man, so much need.
I do need a lot, Gabe. I'm a very needy individual.
Oh, hey Gabe, can you also?
I want.
Oh my
want,
gosh.
I want.
Why are we so chaotic today?
Me.
Can we like get like this is giving
Just-
me anxiety over
Oh,
here.
I'm sorry.
Like what is happening?
We're being a little much right now, to be
You guys
honest.
are being like a lot much.
I'm gonna need y'all to just settle down.
I'm gonna need you guys to settle down, please.
I'm gonna need y'all over there to just settle down.
Painted
Hi,
a boat.
chat.
Did you see the boat that I painted? I painted
You
a
painted a
boat.
boat?
Yeah. See?
I don't have. I'm missing things.
Ghost Hunter, while we appreciate that you want your FLGS to carry Pro Acryl, we don't recommend bullying or any other
no-
type
no
of
Bullying?
threats
No bullying.
or any type of activities like that. So please kindly ask them. We have found that things happen much quicker when you ask nicely. Teachman said there should be a stocked paint rack in the studio. Well, now there's a thought. They each have their own rack. We don't really
I'm
have
gonna
a
need
lot
y'all
of
to just settle
space.
down. All right. We don't get like fancy stuff here.
Yeah, we do.
Do we?
Plus, we
Have
we
you
like
looked
to
at the
keep
comfy
the
chairs?
racks reserved for the actual stores where people are going to go in and buy stuff.
Yeah,
from.
we have a real problem like using the things that we know our customers need. Customers come first. That means you guys. That's love right there. I love how Gabe doesn't just settle down. You can't just tell Gabe to settle down.
Gabe only settles up.
Hershey, we've been asked a bunch of times for that. I can't say what the answer is.
That's a good looking boat, baby J.
I know. It's like
That's a very good looking boat.
I thought so too. It's a nice little fence, and we used all the right colors.
I really like it. I
Yeah.
think you're doing a great job.
I think so too.
You're hired.
Do you see that
can
Hershey's
stay.
asking for
Thank you.
a chart organizing by hue?
We fire and hire Baby J every week based on his performance. What was this? You need a chart? Don't we have one? Did we ever put the chart, the
Organized-
hue chart out, or did I
Not-
not approve that?
We have not approved it yet.
Okay, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Do you want me to tell Shelby?
It's tough. It's tough to do the hue chart because some colors really want to be in two, and you can't just put those together like browns and reds for flesh tones and pinks and things like that.
Yeah.
So we've deliberated: do we just make them like, do we just call reds inclusive of flesh tones, and then do you repeat them when they come in the browns too? I don't know.
I think flesh tones
Can
can
I-
be their own thing.
Can I ask a question to chat? And I don't mean this to be like I don't even know what the word would be, but I'm just wondering why people want a like
A hue chart.
like
We wanna see all the
like
reds.
They want they want an official thing, I guess.
You want to see all the reds?
Somebody likes
Huh?
us.
You want to see all the reds?
Well, yeah, but I know that I can look at my paints and I can find the reds and I can put them together.
Right, but you have all of them. They may not have them all. They want to look at what they're missing, or
Okay.
if they run
that helps.
if they want to arrange all their pro acryl, look at it, and then where to leave gaps for things they might buy in the future is a big thing that people have asked for. So we know it. We've got the paint the paint swatches on there by full line and by set, so you know what comes in what sets. And we do have a hue one that we've been working on for a while. It's just a struggle. Because it's not like all of our blues exist as blues only. When you get to blue-green, where does it go? Does it go in blues or does it go in greens? Because everybody always argues with us. And you can't put it in both because then that makes it look like you have not enough colors when you count them all up. So
I feel like you probably just had 50 people running and trying to find blue-green in their paints.
yeah.
So we don't have a blue-green.
Yeah, when you get to blue-green.
Well, technically.
So we have a lot of colors here that we don't sell to you people. But Hershey, yeah, we're working on it. We'll get it done for you once we get done arguing internally.
Wad noticed a social media post someone made the other day where they got a "Please don't eat the paint" sticker. What's the show of? Oh, that just went away.
Oh, what you were? Oh,
I
sorry.
was reading.
I thought you know all this by heart.
Oh.
The paint please sticker. What's with the show of weakness? The please.
We're
It said
polite.
please don't eat the paint.
We're polite. There's no weakness. We're just
Yeah.
polite about it.
Politeness is not a weakness. You won't catch us with that.
It's true.
But yeah, there is also a filter that's on the website, as AGDE John says. If you go into the filter section in the paints area, you can filter by hue. And you hit reds, and everything that we have called a red is in there. But now realize when you do that, certain colors exist in lots of places, right?
Yeah.
The flesh tones will exist in flesh. Some of them will exist in red. Some of them will exist in brown. So there will be the double and triplicate of an individual color.
Same thing
Right.
with blue and green.
So it's not a great way to think about it, but you can divide them up that way. That's exactly the problem we wind up having, right? Where does dark flesh sit? It's red, it's brown, it's flesh. So
T. Schmidt said, I recommend asking the FLGS nicely, repeatedly, then get hired there and finally continue asking. It worked for me. Yes. Be like T. Schmidt. Death
Well,
Star Orphan,
Gabe says he
thank
needs to get
you.
us a travel set. Well, we have them because we just take we have travel sets, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, we have full travel sets of paint. But the problem is that I think I typically just grab my foam from in here and take it with me. Babe J has a new travel set. So he has two sets, one that he paints in the studio and one that's in his go bag all the time. But now that I've traveled with the go bag Neo, it changed my life.
Did it?
It's amazing, dude.
Really?
The Go Bag
That's awesome.
Neo, our new half-size Go Bag that comes out this month, you don't have to wait too much longer. It's like a week or two away. Do we know that, Jen? Have you got any
I don't know.
updates? It's close. It's very close. Like tick tick clock ticking close. And the new Go Bag holding 48 paints, like the old Go Bag, the original Go Bag, but the Go Bag Neo is kind of like the reimagining of the old Go Bag under the design constraints of the new Evo. And the Neo with 48 paints and the Go Bag Mini piggybacked on the back is amazing. Amazing. Now, I might think a little differently when I have to tote lights all over the place, or I might have to find smaller lights, because the lights that we carry in the Go Bag Evo don't fit in the Neo.
Could you fit one?
That little light.
Yeah, the little bitty hot lights and stuff might work. Or what I can do is I can put the bases for both lights in the back of the Neo. Those fit. And then the uprights, the clamshell uprights, will go in the cup holder,
Oh, yeah.
right? The side pack.
Oh, and just have them on the side.
Yeah,
That would work.
yeah. It doesn't cinch up, but I mean,
Professional Paint Liquor said everyone's rambunctious because father is home, and that is kind of accurate, but he's been back for 6 hours. But yes, Cora gets really freaked out when Jason gets home too. So I get that. But they've had a lot of time to get used to him being back.
it was really weird. It was like when I first came home, it was like she was like unsure.
She was mad because you smelled like dog.
Yeah,
She was suspicious
Maybe.
of you.
maybe.
You're lucky that she likes you as much as she does, because remember that time I went to Tamara's and held her dog the whole time? Cora didn't talk to me for like a week.
Well, I get a little more leniency
Yeah. That's your dad.
because I'm dead.
Yeah.
I do all the hard work.
As dads do.
as dads do.
Every time I see one of those memes where it's like, to all the moms out there who do all the work and watch their dog love dad more, And I'm like, oh, that's really how it is. This is way too real. This feels too real to me. This feels too real. I didn't sign up for
I feel
Instagram for
attacked.
reality television. This is too real. I wanted fantasy. I didn't want reality.
Ugh, that's so funny.
Wad's like, just a few of us.
Nerds like lists, okay.
Just give me a poster that shows you all the holes in your painting life. What happens when you have a blue-green and a green-blue? Where does it go? Exactly, G-Money. Where
That is the question.
exactly does it go?
See, I would put turquoise with blue because to me it looks a little more blue.
Turquoise is on the blue side.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
But it is greenish. Can we get a package of Neo plus travel paint set? So how do you know what colors people want to travel with? We can do something. We might be able to look at something where you can buy a bag and then pick colors, but that's a pain in the butt from a user interface perspective because you got 48 colors you have to choose.
People
Would that be 48
You would
pull
not like
downs?
that.
I mean, I think the best way to do it: base set, expansion set 1, metallic set.
Yeah.
Can
and
we
washes.
get or
That's
what was
exactly
Jason's
48.
48 paint go set? T Schmid wants to know what 48 paints you took.
I pulled random ones, so it wasn't very
You
good.
really did.
I literally said I need some blues, and I didn't even look what blues I was grabbing. You know, that's one of the great things about having the little remaining paint on the top of the bottles. I was like, I need some greens, I need some blues, I need blacks and whites and some washes and all that. And I threw them in there, and then when I got to Scott's and we were painting, he was like, what are you going to paint that? What colors are you going to paint that? And I go, whatever's in the bag, because I don't really know that I brought anything. And because I didn't bring any flesh colors, because all my flesh tones were out on my mixing lab bench, and I didn't realize that.
Oh,
I only had
no.
dark flesh that I took, so I painted her blue.
That's
Right.
funny.
Yep.
I painted her blue on stream.
Camel Driver would like to see the Neo. He said pictures, but we actually have it. So, does the BSS Queso 1 fit in the Neo?
Yes. Yeah, the same exact foam.
Love the battle tech last week. Painting some mechs using the same scheme as the IS mechs you guys were using.
Bam. Very easy, quick,
He
down and
checks
dirty.
them in the suitcase. So he puts his paint in the suitcase, and then whatever that space is taken up or whatever is taken away, puts in the bag.
Yeah,
Carries
put the
it
paint
on.
tray in your checked luggage, and then take everything else on board, and now you've got a lot of carry-on space where the paints were.
Or like Hoosier said, you just flap your arms real hard.
Even better. It gets really tiring.
That's definitely the dad joke version of the end.
That was good actually. that I chuckle at that.
G. Kratesberg said we need an interactive 3D color wheel where all the paints revolve around the titanium white like a solar system. That would be awesome. Make that happen for us.
Is this like one of those solar system models? Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm assuming.
You do want to carry on for the paints? What?
No, you can't carry on paints or
Yeah.
liquids.
A lot of places will shut you down.
You might want to, but TSA will probably not.
I've seen
allow it.
TSA let people through, but it just depends on
That's-
their pulse, and I don't trust
I can't
them.
ever say that. I will never say that. I will say TSA says you can't carry liquids on the plane. Doesn't matter what I've seen personally when I flew.
Yeah, anecdotal evidence is scary there because the
Yeah.
way it reads is that each of the paints is below the required minimum
But you
for,
have
or
to
the
fit
required
it in.
maximum for liquids, but it gives you an overall maximum you can
Yes.
travel with, and they're not going to do that math. They're going to look and see 48 or 96 bottles and be like, nope.
You get a quart-sized bag. Your liquids are supposed to be 3 ounces or less, and you can have as much of those 3 ounce or less containers that you can fit into a quart-sized Ziploc. That's it.
So that's your test.
Yeah.
To see if your TSA agent knows how much a quart is.
Well, they do because they look at it all day long, every day. So you can probably take like half a dozen paints on the plane with you.
do a thing.
Ship it to a P.O. box. Might be cheaper. What, Big Bob's P.O. box? No, we're not doing that. We're not shipping all of our paint to somebody named Big Bobzilla.
Yeah, no, I think it is case 01, but that sounds like case 01. Do you have the Neo that you can show?
I can go get it. It's on my desk.
Pardon me, I'm trying to fix a boat.
You break it already?
Nope. It was not assembled properly.
See, an avian, they don't care if you understand. That's the thing. That's why I always say, don't try and carry paint on the plane. Yeah, we just took his the foam tray and we put 2 like grocery bags around, like plastic grocery bags around it. Put it in the suitcase. It was fine. And then now remember that if you do take your paint on a plane, whether you carry a few bottles on or you check it, when you get out of the plane and start to, before you paint again, you have to unscrew the whole lid like you're going to take the whole thing off. You got to burp it. E. Carlson, don't do that.
This is it. It even now has paint on the cover.
Aw,
Over
broken
there.
in. Who did that? Were you painting near Aaron Lovejoy?
It might have been me. I'm gonna blame Scott though.
You should show Aaron.
That was Miniac.
Everybody does it.
That was Miniac. So this is the profile of the bag. It actually stops here in the middle because there's 2 bags here. This is this is the Go Bag Mini. This is the Go Bag Neo. What magic is this, you ask? Well, let me show you. There is a Velcro hug strap.
Big Bob,
On
you're going
both
to make
sides.
my brain explode
Right? So the
because
the
of the
Neo,
first 15 minutes of this stream today.
the Neo has Velcro like that down the sides where the Mini connects to it. And so you get kind of this whole setup with the bag. The bag, my paints aren't in here because I just took them out, obviously. But the bag holds the paint tray in here like it normally would. And then it has the, see if I do this without hitting the, has a spot down below where you can put brush case. So the brush vault fits down in there along with other tools. And then the lid has the standard like wing elastic straps on it, right? Where I put my palette.
Can you zoom out at all?
I'm as zoomed out
All
as I
the
can
way to
get.
zoom
Sorry,
out,
we
wow.
don't have the size on the table here for models this big. And then the mini case itself does exactly that. It just holds all the miniatures in it. It can stay attached. So it's just pluck foam with all my miniatures in it. And then this just hinges, the Velcro part acts as a hinge to keep it attached, and then you just swing it back around and re-Velcro it to the side of the Neo. I've got my expandable bottle holder on the side, bottle accessory holder on the side here. So this is uses the PALS webbing and is just a logoed accessory pouch. It expands, holds a bunch of stuff. This holds my, I put my headphones and my phone interface and all that stuff in here. So
Gee,
this
Richard,
was great.
what did Minnesota do to you? Calling it Canada? Ugh. Camel Driver wants to know what the prices are.
Not $1 million.
Less than the Evo.
Less than an Evo bag. I don't want to give you
we don't
exact
have 'em
prices yet. We're still waiting on the final costing for freight. So as soon as we have all that, we'll let you know. But it'll be the Neo. If we target it right, it'll be right about half of the Evo bag. The Go Bag Mini, I can't I don't want to guess because I don't want to break your hearts if it has to go up by $5 or something. Scott gave me a model.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I have the Ranger elf from his Kickstarter.
cool.
75 millimeter resin elf.
Very neat.
The office you're remote out of is from Minneapolis and you can't stand them. Well, that doesn't reflect the whole state. Minnesota is actually full of very, very nice people. Like they even call it Minnesota nice, and that's a real thing.
He's painting cannons.
I'm painting cannons because I may or may not have removed the back.
Well, I'm from there, so
Oh.
The cannons weren't glued into the back end of the boat, and it was irking me that the cannons were not there.
Oh. The office you're remote of is from Minneapolis and you can't stand them, so the whole state sucks? That's bad logic.
that's what I said.
I had a great trip. I thought it was a lot of fun. You know, it's always good hanging out with Scott and John. Mostly Scott. Scott was a fantastic, Scott and his wife Amber, they were fantastic hosts. So, good times. Really
Paint
enjoyed
liquor,
it.
you take that back right now.
What'd I do?
The paint liquor, professional paint liquor, because I think the other one is here too. Paint liquor, you're fine. Professional paint liquor, you take that back.
Paint liquor, you're fine. Professional paint liquor, not so fine.
Yep. When you take it to the professional, it like crosses a line of too many letters.
Good on JP.
JP, I saw your pokey van.
Oh yeah, he posted pictures
Yeah.
of the Pokevan
Oh, I have to go look.
with the whole crew out in front of it. Totally not trying to kidnap your children at the playground.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it with a Pokevan.
Okay, I have never known Wisconsin and Minnesota to be like feuding.
What?
Feuding?
Well, E. Carlson said, "I'm from Wisconsin, so my dislike for Minnesota is just in my blood." Like, I did not know that was a thing.
Does the other side know about this feud?
Those filthy badgers and
All those Midwestern states up there, the Dakotas and the Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, I thought they were all good friends.
Apparently not.
they just play nice. They just act like it.
Because they're Minnesota nice.
Everybody I met was nice. Got a chance to go by one of our big retailers there,
Ooh.
the Source Comics and Games,
Nice.
which is literally like Scott said. Yeah, it's right down the street from my house. We can walk to it. I was like, no way. It's literally right down the street from his house.
He literally can walk to
You
it.
can
Oh my
walk right
gosh.
to it. Like it's not even like a full block away.
I would bet $1 million that they did not go to the Mall of America.
Is that in?
She knows me pretty well. I would not take that bet.
Unless they went there to eat or something.
Nope. Not even that would get me there. Man, they took me to some really nice little like hip downtown restaurants and stuff. I think one night we went to Minneapolis, the next night we went to St. Paul. Downtown area.
Oh, Gabe, it was on Facebook. If you're friends with JP Gray on Facebook, you would have
So
seen
you
it.
you got in on Thursday night.
Yep.
You did a little bit of painting while you were there,
Did the painting stream on Thursday, yep.
and then Friday you did gaming, and then
The
you
podcast.
So you also did the podcast.
Yeah, we
on
did
Friday.
the Trapped Under Plastic podcast. John drove out for that. They do that bright and early in the morning. They do it at like 8:30 in the morning.
Oh wow, okay.
So we were recording by, I mean, that's when everybody gets to the studio. So we were recording by 10. We were done by lunch. We went and had Juicy Lucy's at some place, Blue something bar. Had Juicy Lucy's, hung out with Dan, who is the manager at the Source Comics and Games,
Oh, nice.
or a manager at Source Comics and Games. Hung out with him, had a great lunch. chatted.
Oh, you said that they weren't good though.
What's that?
The cheese curds. You said they weren't very good.
Cheese curds weren't great. Fried cheese curds. They were just too greasy, you know? Like lots and lots of fry oil in them still. It was not good. Scott ate way too many and ruined his dinner.
Oh, no.
And then after that, went back and on Friday and, of course, did the Battletech stream.
Did you win?
It was great.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
He would have gotten me. For the time we played, I was owning him, but I mean, I gave him way too good a mechs, and so and he really was getting the hang of what to do, and so he kind of blew up my right leg, and after that we had to quit time wise.
Oh, God.
We played for like 2.5, 3 hours.
Mhm.
Good game, and then we had dinner reservations,
Oh, got it.
so we went out to dinner at a really good pizza joint.
Oh,
Really good
Cool.
pizza joint. It was like Detroit style Sicilian
nice.
pizza, which was really fun. So good stuff.
That's
Fried
okay.
cheese too greasy, that tracks. No, like yeah, I mean fried cheese is greasy because cheese is greasy, but the fried part still had like the oil they fried it in trapped in the pocket of dough
Yeah, that's-
around the cheese curd. So yeah, I totally failed on the crit rolls. I had like 24 chances to just knock him off the board and couldn't crit to save my life.
Dang.
I crit the first roll of the game, and then I crit one more time, or 2 more times out of like 20.
Ugh.
I had him dead to rights on a lot of that. Scott had a whole untouched Orion. Yeah, I did. I hadn't even shot at the Orion Ghost Hunter.
Cora, Big Bob does pretty well. Like she does fine when he's gone, but she's very excited when. Although, we were saying earlier, she was a little suspicious of him at first when he got home because he smelled like their dogs.
Smelled like dog.
Jake, yeah, I took him to task. His guillotine, his Jenner, and his Wolverine were basically out of the game. The Wolverine for sure was done, not going to be able to do anything. The guillotine was done, not going to be able to do anything. It had like 1 medium laser left when I was done with it. The Jenner still had 2 medium lasers left and an SRM4, but was really, really busted. All I had to do was shoot it one more time, and it was dead. But the Orion was new, and the Orion packed a punch with those MRMs, you know. I know missiles are you know, out of, he had an MRM 30, MRM 20. So, but that's 50 potential damage every turn, averaging somewhere in the 25-ish range, right? 24, 25 damage. And he had already frozen my entire right leg. He hit all the crits on my right leg. So it was just frozen. I was moving at half speed, which I'm already a 3.5 mech. So now I'm a 2.3 mech at half speed. So I still had all my weapons. I still had quite a bit of armor up where it counted, but he was going to start hitting that leg and critting up into my torsos, and it was going to be done. Songer says New York pizza takes it. I'm a big Sicilian-style pizza fan.
So what is Sicilian style?
So I don't know that it's from Detroit. I would argue that, but somebody might tell me I'm wrong. Sicilian style pizza is it's made in like a rectangle baking pan.
I understand what you're talking about now.
And
Yep.
every piece is a rectangle.
Yep.
Generally, the way they make it is sized to where if you cut equal sized pieces, only 2 of them are not corners.
Got it.
It's cut into 6 pieces.
Yep.
4 corners, 2 middles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But every piece has got that burned cheese crust.
Which is awesome.
Delicious. Yeah. So I grew up at a place in Dallas, Texas called Little Sicilianos, and that was how they did their pizza. So as a kid, I thought that's what pizza was. I mean, I also knew there was other pizza because we had other pizza joints too, but I always missed Little Sicilianos. And so this, you know, when he told me where we were going, I was like, "Do they have Sicilian style?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Done."
Yes,
Done.
Richard, they went to Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
That's
Pizza Hut
exactly
was
where
good.
they went.
That's not what Pizza Hut is, by the way.
They do have it at Pizza Hut though.
You've always called that grandma pizza because your grandma baked it in the oven.
Yeah, New Haven, Connecticut, surprisingly, is known for pizza.
Boom.
65 days streak, Panic Bomb.
What?
Oh, 65 streams, which is actually longer than 65 days.
Yeah,
Thank
65
you.
stream streak is quite a while because there's 2 days of the week we don't stream.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Divide that by 5, and that's how many weeks you got. That's a lot. Thank you so much for the support, Panic Bomb. That's a lot. Revicar, yeah, it's good. That's one of my favorite kinds of pizzas. I don't like regular deep dish. Like, I'm not a big fan of Chicago style pizza, really.
Neither am I.
It's too dense. The Detroit style pizza is like a raised crust, so it's very airy.
Yeah.
As opposed to that
Yes.
dense, lasagna style Chicago
So it
pizza.
gets it's fluffy, but it still gets crispy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crispy and fluffy, so you don't feel, if you eat 2 pieces, you don't feel like you want to die.
Nope.
Whereas with Chicago style pizza, if you eat 2 pieces, you literally die.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Big
not-
Bob says
not
too much
literally.
grease.
Yeah, Chicago style is so dense.
Yeah, it's super
This
dense.
is So
We are talking pizza. Yes.
Super dense.
Lumberjack Tim, she gonna get a second date? Or another date. I don't know if it was your first.
we have a Jets Pizza here.
Not that I know of.
I have had Jets Pizza before. They had a couple in Seattle. Or back in Washington. Never see it here, though.
You are Phil. Phil's first.
First! I got here first.
At
Hey, Phil.
2:38.
Hey, Phil. Also not first.
Maybe the first. Oh no, I was gonna say maybe the first employee, but nope. Shelby and Gabe have both been here.
Hey, Phil. Phil. Hey, Phil. Not first. Sorry, not first. First in your
First
heart.
in
No,
my
you're not. You're
heart.
lying again. You lied to us last week about this.
You had 3 dates with 3 women. Yeah, keep your options open.
Phil's having a midlife,
figure it
or
out.
Tim's having a midlife crisis. Just let him be.
It's all right.
Garrett's 509. I am
all
from
do
Western
it.
Washington. All up and down. I lived in all sorts of places in Western Washington.
He's a vagabond.
I'm a vagabond.
We found him with a bag on a stick in a train.
Yeah. No. Yep. The green side? Yes.
Not all green.
My perception is my reality. Let me be first. Dang it. Philip. You're not allowed to be first. You can't be first. Oh, Grace, you're in Eastern Washington? Nice. I've not spent a whole lot of time in Eastern Washington. It was kind of a pain in the butt to get over the mountains. I was kind of like ignored it a lot of the time. I had very few compelling reasons to go over the mountains.
Paint Liquor, you were first.
Can I be first? You are the only one who can, in fact, be first.
Shelby wants to know if you're going to participate in this month's painting challenge, Jason. What are you going to make pink?
Hey, look, that's on.
You.
You're
paying me
kind
pink?
of on you. You made up the challenge.
I was
Here we go, chat. I was bullied.
bullied into it.
You guys have seen Shelby. Do you really believe that she bullied Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely, abso-freaking-lutely. I was bullied into it.
Yes. Even Gabe said yes.
Yes. He's gonna paint Baby J's nails pink. No. You know what we do need to convince Schlubby to do is make us some cool sails for this here boat. We need sails.
Got all excited about it, but
I know.
I have a feeling she lies to us a lot.
Schlubby, are you making sails?
I have a feeling she lies to us a lot.
Schlubby's here.
You you didn't answer her, but she said your answer needs to be yes. So effectively, I think you have answered her.
Me?
Yeah, that you're going to paint
What?
something.
What's the challenge, Jordan?
Paint something pink.
For this month?
Yeah.
Let's paint something pink.
No, I won't be, Shelby. Nope. I don't know. I might blow everybody away and paint like something pink. What do you do? A pink marine? That's the easy, low hanging fruit.
I mean, we can both paint a pink marine, or I can paint a pink something random.
Oh, thank you, Philip. Did they have any things for me? I was expecting 2 things.
Oh yeah, did they have something for Jason?
Jason expecting a delivery as well?
Yes. I don't know if it's from USPS. It might be from FedEx.
It could be USPS. It could because it's overseas. So
Nah, it got delayed.
it got delayed.
That's what Jabe said. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you, post people.
So here we go. Schlebby has
Oh, there you go, bargaining.
made a bargain. She has stated, and I will say this word for word so I don't get in trouble. Monument Schlebby, I will make sales if Jason paints a model pink.
Well, used to that ship not having sales. Bunch of landlubbers on that ship.
Oh, my other one is FedEx.
Bunch of landlubbers on that ship. They just sit
JP
around and make the
Gray, you are
noises
not
of the high
kidding.
sea.
I don't know what is going on in Texas with USPS. We have had so many issues with things getting stuck
In Texas?
in Texas. Like things that we're shipping to Texas are getting stuck at one dispatch center and just staying there for like a week or more. Yeah.
So it's like call the service center and be like,
Like,
what are you people doing?
yeah.
And why aren't you people doing anything?
Get your poop in a group, people.
It has
PK-19
nothing to do with all the nonsense in Texas right now.
Is there nonsense
Said I
going on in
printed
Texas?
the Golden Girls models from Black Site Studios for the monthly challenge. They have guns too. Please tell me that they're like Blanche and Rose and like the Golden Girls with guns. I want to see that.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Grizz Christofferson.
Oh my god.
Thank you for the follow.
That is so good.
Seriously? The Golden Girls as heist ladies in miniature?
Sounds like a
I need to see these. Can someone post that link in Discord for me?
Well, I guess I will have to find a way to make sales, Jason.
Yeah, you should.
I'll figure it out.
Oh,
Who needs a
this
Schlebby
is
anyways?
This is a visual one. But Game Delay said Jason painting with pink or a ship without sails seems like an either or situation.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that was
That
funny,
was good, Game Delay.
but only kind of funny.
Ooh, paint liquor.
I make
Follow
sales
up.
every
Good
day.
follow up.
Oh gosh, we've gotten ourselves into a bit of a pun problem.
I'm not paying attention to these people.
That's probably good. Yeah, how's that going? Let's we can ignore all the rest of these people in here and we can have a nice conversation. What would you like to talk about, Jason?
So I did absolutely nothing yesterday. That was good.
That's not true.
Sounds good.
What'd I do?
Well, we took the dog for a walk.
Oh, we did the dog for a walk.
That's that
We
is
took the
under
dog-
that's under the nothing
We
for
took
sure.
the dog for a ride first.
Did the dog
The
get
dog had a hell of a
a
day.
treat?
She had a great day. No, she's not allowed.
Oh right, she can't have
Yeah, she can't have that.
That's a
So
bummer
she
for-
gets her boring old food and peas and carrots sometimes, and then Chuck and Jade sent us. Oh, Chuck's here. Those treats that you sent for Cora. We've been giving her those, and she's okay with those because they're like natural dehydrated cow lung or something like that.
It's so good.
And she likes them, and they don't seem to bother her at all.
I feel like Baby Justin just kneecapped me with that reaction.
Grizz, that's awesome. Keep pressuring Scott. He didn't eat a lot. He had a lot of fun with it. He just doesn't like robots. What is that man's problem?
Wait, he didn't like it? He played the game, he didn't even like it?
No, he loved the game. He doesn't like big robots.
Whoa, wait, what's wrong with this guy?
I don't know what's wrong with that man.
I'm gonna call that man up and tell him he needs to like robots more. Is that acceptable?
Richard, yeah, we give her carrots and peas as her treats. So I have like baby carrots that we give her and little snow pea pods. And she loves those. And we put also a little bit of those in her food for some fiber.
Time to finish painting some sweet, sweet cannons that I'm then going to glue into this silly little boat. Oh. Gotta figure out what color I'm going to paint this mermaid on the front.
I'm sorry. That does not sound fun.
Aw. Sorry, Wad.
Matter?
Wad said he played games with friends, hadn't gotten to see it a bit on Saturday, which was fun. Then yesterday I ended a 4.5-year relationship. Less fun.
Ah, that
Oh,
sucks.
that
That's a bummer.
Sorry, Wad.
I love how you said this, JP. Half my whole identity involves robots. The other half is tiny monsters that go in pockets. But half is robots.
Yeah.
Be on time. Well, I hope that you both end up better for it. I don't know if I mean, that's an option for you, Watt, is to start playing the field like Tim.
What's up, Jade?
Hello, Jade. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I don't know that. Yeah, that might not be your best.
What you want to do is maybe look at lots of other people and see what they've done, and then make what you feel is the best choice for you.
We don't need you trying to crowd surf and hard dance, Wad.
He said, my midlife is not in crisis yet. I'll be taking a break and not getting a grill.
And not getting a grill.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe get a grill for like burgers or chicken or something.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't already have one of those.
Grills are like
Oh,
really awesome.
JP said, if I ever become listless, I'm not playing no field because I'll be a sad widower.
Oh.
I mean, that's commitment. That's love. That means he's planning on sticking it out for the long haul with Liz.
I
She's
keep
a
telling
good
Jen
one.
that I'm over it. I'm done. I'm leaving. She just laughs.
I was about to say, does she laugh at you when you say that?
Have fun with
It
that.
sounds like something that she would laugh at.
She just laughs. She goes, "Oh, you're so darling." Pinches my cheek. Tells me to get back to work.
Oh gosh.
Accurate.
Wait, this is accurate? I was about to say these are not things that I can envision Jen doing to you.
Have you met Jen?
I have met Jen. Okay, maybe I can a little bit.
Being with Liz, not hard. Being with me, that's the hard stuff. Yeah, she's a trooper.
She's a trooper. I heard there
Nothing
was some
wrong
good
with
news
getting
about
a
the
grill
Hobbies.
or a smoker or a pizza oven yards, Tony. Tim's still trying to hook Wad Tomato up with a grill.
Oh my
I got the
God.
connect.
You guys are silly.
Hey, liquor, I don't like grills. I got set on fire due to one and never went back.
You lit yourself on fire with a grill?
Sounds like Tim's got your answer.
Jade, she she likes the treats that you guys sent, and we can give them to her because they're like natural and not like all processed. So that is good news. She's not fully able to eat like whatever she wants. So the conversation started with, we took her for a ride to Starbucks, and Jordan asked if she got a treat. She used to always get a pup cup, but she can't anymore.
I forgot.
But I said, but we can give her those treats that Jade and Chuck sent her, and carrots and peas and pumpkin eventually. I just haven't opened a can of pumpkin. Are we back to injury stories? I don't think so.
Oh no, we can.
I think we're good on those.
We can skip those. I don't think
Did
Jason
you think
needs to
of
hear
more,
all that.
Chuck? Because you for sure had the longest list.
You missed out on some horrifying injury stories on Friday that probably don't need to be repeated.
Oh, there were some doozies.
There
for
were
sure.
some doozies.
Matt's, I think, was my least favorite.
Armat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to repeat it.
No,
I'll
nope.
remind you afterwards.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with pup cups. We used to get Cora every time we would go to Starbucks. We would get her a pup cup, but she has developed food intolerances and has a very sensitive tummy now. So she's no longer allowed to have pup cup. We're sure she's not faking her super poops. No. We have that
Yeah, she's like
evidence.
going to the grocery store, buying some laxatives so that she can fake it, not have to go to school.
We did. I still thought, there was that one day where she like limped a little bit, and Jason was like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And I think she was milking that, but probably not, because now she's really having a problem with her back leg.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
So, as a heads up, I will only be here till about 3:00 tomorrow, and then Shelby will be filling in because I have to take Cora back to the doctor.
Uh-oh. Well, here are my well wishes that hopefully nothing sinister is going on.
Yeah, she's not like, she doesn't cry out or anything like that. She doesn't have
walks a little
there's no
funky.
swelling or redness or anything. But she picks up her back leg when she's walking. Like, she won't step on it. So
There's some,
she
like,
kind of
joint
like
pain or
hops
something?
on 3.
She's not that old, is she?
No,
No, and
it's her foot.
the doctor noticed it when I took her in for her stomach stuff last month, and thought it was like joint stuff.
Yeah.
And so she said that she needs to lose weight. So we've been feeding her less. I think she's probably lost a little bit of weight. But it's going the opposite way. It's getting worse.
Well, and I grabbed her toes and
Yeah,
found
and
that
she,
she
like,
responds
pulled.
very poorly with her
She
toes.
normally does not have any problem with us touching her feet. We can like
Mhm.
rub her feet and tickle her feet, and she doesn't care at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that she's been favoring, Jason was kind of like poking around on it, and she pulled it away. So something there.
Yeah.
Ooh, T. Schmidt, that doesn't sound good. Yeah, that would definitely be a no more pup cup thing.
What's that?
They had a super poop kennel incident because of pup cups.
I have heard of some poop kennel
Yeah.
horror stories
Yeah.
from some friends who had very, 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 very large dogs.
Yeah. Well, my aunt and uncle, I think I told this story, was they had the dog in the car, and I don't remember all the details of it, but it like stepped on the window and rolled the window up, and I don't know if it caught its leash or something, but it panicked and like all over the inside of their like big fancy SUV.
Oh, that's right. It pooped all over the car,
Yeah.
right? Panic pooped.
Panic poop? Oh
Yeah.
no.
Chuck, our vet is actually like just around the corner from the house, so it's not so bad. And she's pretty good about going. But I did for my old dogs. I had a mobile vet that would come to the house. Super nice.
I suppose I never thought of that being like a thing, but
Yeah.
I guess it makes
House
sense.
calls. That's a good question, Wad. Is Panic Pooping what Panic Bomb Arcade's username references? Maybe.
Panic bombing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. For cats, I would think mobile vet would be, yeah, even if you only had one cat, to not have to deal with trying to put a cat in the car.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's like the one thing, like cats just do not like being in
Yeah.
cars.
Panic in the bathroom.
A friend of mine had a cat that was more like a dog. Loved going in the car.
That's
That's
funny.
so funny.
Alright, giving these just a little bit of dry brush of ivory on top of the dark warm gray. Just to make these cannons read a little bit better. Working on planning the next project that I'm going to be doing on stream, which I'm excited for.
When is the challenge review? Tomorrow? Or Thursday?
Review is tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Is tomorrow.
So if you entered our January Discord challenge, we'll be reviewing those entries tomorrow during stream. We usually do it like at the last 30
Yeah,
minutes.
it's usually
40 minutes,
I would
45 hour.
usually 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first half of stream we'll just paint and hang out, do more fart jokes as like usual, and then we'll do the review, make more fart jokes, and talk about your guys'
Oh my
awesome
gosh!
paint jobs.
You know, the radio today told me that it's National Fart Day.
Is it really?
FYI, if you guys want to celebrate.
Well, I gotta partake. It's
If
important.
you fart, literally, I will kill you.
I'm not gonna do it
I feel like
here.
it should be more of a personal celebration.
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
should
I'm not
that
talking
you should
about
do
like
when you're at home.
I will
Yeah.
literally kill you.
I will literally kill you. You will not leave this building. You will be dead.
JK. But for everyone that doesn't know, Listerine breath strips do not survive going through the wash. Just FYI.
Okie dokie.
I would feel like that
Hey,
should be a
somebody
known
likes us.
quantity.
It's also National Chocolate Fondue Day. I like that one way better.
Yeah,
Dude,
me too.
dude, farts and fondue, baby.
Farts and fondue.
That's like, there was a government plan there.
That's
Let's-
like, how is that not a thing? How do they not
What,
like
farts and
market that
fondue?
as Farts and fondue at the melting pot.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
it's a special.
Is there a melting pot around here?
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's one of our special places.
One of your special places.
It ain't cheap to go to the melting pot.
That is true. I have
It's a whole
partaken.
process. I mean, it's long, right? You gotta
Yeah.
cook your own food. Farts and fondue is a great Twitch name. Ooh, it is. Ooh, band name.
Farts and fondue.
Farts and fondue. Band name, I called it. Neftario105, thank you for the follow. Another one in there that I missed.
Fondue farts might be better. I don't know.
That's gross, but yes.
That is gross, but yes.
That's really gross.
And then the February challenge, because we do a monthly painting challenge in our Discord. February's challenge is posted. I don't know all the details offhand, but I know that you're painting something pink.
Paint something pink. There it is.
Your daily reminder to support your LGS. Spend money there every day. Yeah.
We support this expenditure of money at LGS's, especially when it's used to buy Acryl.
Breath strips are like dryer sheets for those who want the chemically mint scent. Went to a Korean hot pot on your date Friday? Was it enjoyable for both of you?
I'm curious, Jason, where do you stand on hot pot?
Is this where you pull the covers up over your wife's head and fart in the covers?
No, they got another name for that one.
Isn't that a Dutch oven?
Oh, that's yeah, same thing, right? Dutch oven, hot Dutch oven. I'm on the right track, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do I stand on them? As long
you
as
like
I'm the
hot
one giving. Okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
I think he's talking about the other one.
Talking about the other one.
I'm not letting you win.
Okay.
It's fart day.
I can't argue with that.
I honestly I don't know what hot pot is.
You don't know what hot pot is?
Nope.
So it is a
Like a neti pot? Does it clean your sinuses out?
no, it's a food.
I give up.
Yeah. So it's like a family style way of eating food where you get you can get an assortment of different broths. Typically you'll get one or two that they'll cook and it will be boiling at your table. So you think about like a Korean
Fondue.
Sort of, except with soup.
Well,
And you cook the food in the soup.
that's the first part of fondue at the melting pot.
Yeah.
Is they give you the boiling broth and you.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's the whole meal is that.
Now I understand why Tim just shared that because we were just talking.
Yeah.
Okay. I got
So-
it.
Yeah, and then you can order. Have you ever done Korean barbecue?
Is that where you fill your bowl and then they cook it on the big thing?
No, that's hibachi or Mongolian grill.
Mongolian grill.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, then
Korean barbecue is where you have like an actual grill at your table, and they like bring a bunch of food and it gets cooked at your table.
So kind of
And
like
it's like
hibachi.
a family style thing.
Kind of like a hibachi, but you cook it yourself.
Yes.
Or teppanyaki.
Yeah. Although some places they'll cook it for you. It depends on where you go. But generally speaking, yeah, they just like give you a plate of raw food and you cook it on the grill.
Get this whole thing about going to a restaurant and cooking your own food.
I don't know. I agree with you. I'm not a huge fan of cooking my own food when I go to a restaurant.
Right?
To pay
I mean, then
for
what am I
food.
paying you for?
I think it's mostly the like.
And then you got to tip them.
Yeah, right. It's like a social thing, right? It's
Yeah.
it's
It's great. I love it.
I'm gonna because you've done.
Oh yeah. And there's
Yeah.
places where you go and like you bring your own. There was a place I can't remember where I lived. That this place was in Pennsylvania. It was a great place. You brought your own cut of meat, and they provided all the tools and
Oh, that's actually
grill
cool.
and fixins and all that stuff. But you got your own cut of meat and brought it and cook it.
Oh.
Yeah.
We had
And
a
they
place-
charge you like a corking fee, like they would for wine.
Right.
We had a place that was the opposite of that, where it was like a big outdoor thing with a whole bunch of barbecue pits, and you go in and go through the line and you pick the meat, and then they give it to you and you go cook it.
Interesting. Yeah. It's it's very interesting. I'm not a huge fan of hot pot. I'm not the broth doesn't particularly appeal to me. it's really hard to know when it's cooked or not. You just kind of like tend to overcook everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier on like a whatchamacallit, when you're at like Korean barbecue.
I love that JP Gray says that to Lumberjack Tim, pulling 10 ones is not the same as 110.
All a matter of perspective, JP. All a matter of perspective.
Tim says Friday's date was a 10, Friday lunch was an 8, and dinner was a 7. So how do those average to 10? I'm confused about the math.
It's not how math works.
Nothing like going to a restaurant, cooking your own food, right,
Yeah,
Summer?
not my favorite thing to do.
Well, it was on Facebook, but he said he posted it in main chat, the Pokevan.
When did you post it?
Last week sometime.
So you posted the van last week?
Well, no.
Well, he passed it in Facebook, but if you're not friends with him on Facebook, you won't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, no,
Well,
he said he posted it in
main.
Discord.
Yeah. In main chat in Discord. No, I was asking when you posted that one.
Hot pot is a heated outhouse seat. I mean, that sounds right.
That sounds awful.
That tracks.
That sounds actually awful.
That tracks.
I don't want my butt to be anywhere near an outhouse seat if I can avoid it.
What?
I mean, if it's heated, it might be nicer.
What is wrong with
It
you?
might make it a little
Everybody
bit more.
Now you can poop in the woods.
I just don't trust other people's butts.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I don't trust other people's butts.
You don't trust other people's butts.
Yep, people
To
got
be
gross
what?
butts. To be sanitary.
So, what do you do, like, in a public restroom? You don't.
I mean, there's like outhouses.
covered- okay, well,
And then
the
there's like restroom. There's like sketchy restrooms.
So,
and then there's like.
okay, so I gotcha. So the outhouse people have the least trustworthy butts. Because they're in an outhouse.
Yes.
In,
Jen's,
like the
Jen's
gas
got it.
station or the
Yeah,
rest area.
yeah.
Little bit more trustworthy, but
Still not great. Yeah. Yeah. And this, to be fair, this does not mean I am not going to partake of the
If
bathroom.
you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah. It just means I'm going to be a lot less excited about
Yeah.
it.
If there were options available,
Yeah.
I'm picking this one.
Yeah. There is a tier list of places to put your butt.
Yeah.
And outhouses are pretty low on that tier list.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with y'all.
Big Bob, yeah, it was kind of cool. I mean, they also had like outdoor volleyball and like horseshoe pits and things like that. So it was a big outdoor thing, and it was like going to a big barbecue where everybody's kind of having their own little barbecue. It was cool.
And Tim, I do know how to cook. I am a person who can cook.
Oh yeah, Jordan.
I don't
was talking
suck.
about his culinary adventures.
It turns out I like food. And I like cooking food.
Yeah.
I don't do it super often because I'm,
Also lazy.
lazy. Yeah.
Jake said the term hot pot makes me think of curry and regretting life choices after the first bite. It really, hot
no,
pot really
curry is
does
so good.
have, Porta John and Phoenix in the summer. It does kind of sound not like a food that I would want to eat. Baby J does not trust the most trustable of body parts. It does one thing, and we all know about it.
Yeah, it's not the butt part of it. It's the person that's attached to the butt that I trust the least.
So, okay. So I have problems with this whole line of thinking.
Uh-huh.
Your butt is like proof against the world, dude.
I know.
I mean, as long as you don't have open sores on your tush,
Don't have that.
you can
for
plant
sure.
that bastage anywhere,
I'm aware.
and it's not gonna hurt you.
I'm not. Hey, look. Hold on. Let me clarify. Like I've said before, this is not a I won't do it thing. This is a preference thing. I imagine.
I just want to know: is this like spiders, or is this?
No.
Okay.
Gosh, no.
Okay.
No. Like I said, no. It's a preference thing. It's like if you had the
I
opportunity.
know some people that won't use public restrooms.
Oh no, I will. I don't care.
And I've been like, okay, I get it from the hand standpoint, like just the overall sanitary standpoint of, hey, I don't want to go in there and touch stuff, and then,
Oh, yeah,
because I guarantee you I'm going to touch my eye, and then I get pink eye or something because all the poo finger people that forgot to wash their hands, and that part I get.
Yes.
But I'm always like, whatever, dirty boy,
No,
I'll sit on a toilet, whatever, wash your hands.
No.
Life's fine.
No, I don't have a problem with using public restrooms.
Professional Paint Liquor
Done
said
button.
Baby J hasn't been to Bucky's. Does that mean that is that a good one or a not so? I think
What
that's
is
a good
Buc-ee's?
one, right? But we're getting one.
What is Bucky's?
It's like a big roadside market, like a
Okay.
fancy truck stop.
Oh,
I
mean,
think
that
they're from
sounds
Texas or
interesting.
Oklahoma or something like that.
I thought Quick Trip was a
It-
fancy.
Fancier,
Oh.
like bigger.
Is this like what's the one that we? What's the other one? Mavericks?
I don't know.
Is that the one? One of the ones?
Mavericks?
Yeah. Like the big, like maybe not fancy, but like large truck stop.
Loves?
Loves is a big one too. Yeah.
I had a Loves card so I could stop and take a shower.
Gabe wants to know why we're talking about butts. Why not?
Because it's It's National
Because
Fart
we
Day.
can. Oh, and then he says, "I'll poop in the street. You can't stop me."
I mean,
We can definitely stop you.
So the butt is guilty of the sins of the owner.
That is accurate. That's accurate.
Oh, thank you, PK. I want to see those.
The butt will do what the butt does, but the people will also do as the people do.
your logic is beyond me, dude. I don't understand.
Bucky's prides about clean restrooms. Okay. Mavericks in Utah. Flying Joe. Tim knows all of them. So see if any of those look familiar to you.
My logic very often does not make sense, to be fair.
Yeah, so they've just approved the all the permits and stuff for a large Bucky's, but far
Where-
away from it. Like
Oh,
not,
I was about
not
to say,
close
where
to
is it
us.
supposed
Yeah.
to be? Yeah. All right. Oh, that's right. Oh, those are not glued in yet. Whoops.
Is it supposed to be sound?
Yeah, I was like, eh? That's weird.
Songer, you got that right. The most diverse conversations happen on this stream. You never know what you're going to get.
Nothing but poop talk.
I am going to say thank you. I don't know if you meant that as a compliment. I'm taking it as one.
Always prided ourselves on the fact that this stream is all over the damn place.
All
It
over the place.
really is. I love it, though. It's one of the things that makes us unique.
Wad Tomato just said, in another example of corporate consolidation ruining everything, someone bought the chain Come and Go, and the first thing they're doing is changing the name.
As they should.
Yeah,
Have you
that's
seen the
probably
people that make
wise.
videos about submitting their ideas for the new name?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's hilarious.
What are they? I'm assuming they're all memes.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, when your filling station or quick stop's name is
called
Come and Go.
Go.
Well, okay, so they had back not too long ago, I say not too, it's been years, but they had a contest
This
for
is
who
one
could
of my
name their
favorite
big
stories.
44-ounce drink. And of course, the submissions they got were off, not for public consumption.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Like, what do you expect when you just can't do that?
You asked the internet a question and you
Yeah.
assumed that you weren't going to get the worst response possible.
The internet will not disappoint you when you ask things like
Well,
Or
I'm
will,
sure-
depending
Maybe
on
it
what your
will.
expectations
Come and
But
Go
it
is
will
like
not
got to be one of
disappoint
those
the
things
rest
where
of
they
us.
stuck to their guns. They're like, our name has been around since you people got your dirty sense of humor. And it's like, well, it didn't age well.
Yeah, no. Most certainly did not age well.
We talk about everything here. Everything but painting.
I'm painting little... I'm not even sure what these are. They're like weird little like hooks on the sides of the boat. I am not sure what these are for. from a ship mechanism perspective. Unless
Hookers?
this is for rigging.
Those are called hookers.
These are called hookers.
Hookers.
Like actually?
I don't know.
Okay.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Sounds like a continuation of the rest of the conversations we've been having
Let me
today.
see. What are they?
They're the little hook things on the side of the ship. These guys are here.
Interesting.
Yeah. I have no idea what they are.
Yeah.
Like maybe for rigging,
No idea.
but normally the rigging wouldn't go all the way down the side of the boat,
No idea.
unless maybe it does. I don't know.
Somebody's gonna have to get on Google.
Yeah.
Ghost Hunter said, ask the internet to name something, and Bodie McBoatface is usually in the top 5 responses.
Oh, we know.
Oh my gosh.
Just come and go carry Pro Acryl.
No.
No.
Only if they're getting it through a distributor. Just a knockoff brand called Go Acryl.
Just doing this kind of the same that I did the steel for the cannons. It was just some dark orm gray with a ivory dry brush.
And in all seriousness, though we do have a lot of fun with our conversations that can get a little chaotic, we are here to help you with your painting questions.
Yes. So if
So
you have
if
questions,
you have any, don't hesitate to ask, even if we're talking about how Jordan doesn't like to sit on outhouse toilets.
I mean, I thought that was like a relatively like
I mean,
agreed
I don't
upon
think that
thing.
there are a lot of people who get super excited about going into an
Yeah.
outhouse or a porta potty, but you know,
I just said
sometimes
it,
you just have to do it.
it's from the perspective of like if I had the option, I'd prefer not to do it.
Yes.
You know, I'd prefer to be at my own house, utilizing my own toilet.
Yep.
The only toilets that I shy away from and actively plan to not attend are airplane toilets.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I do. To be fair, I do everything in my power to not
Yeah.
use the plane.
Not trying to do airplane toilets. I will go hang out in the bathroom before boarding. I'll do whatever it takes. Not trying to use the bathroom on an airplane.
Airport
You
bathrooms.
walk
are
in there and
actually
it's
not
like heathen central.
too bad.
I don't know what people do. Men mostly.
Those are last option toilets for Songray.
Like, how did you hit the ceiling?
Yeah. I don't know, and I don't know. I don't want to know. Bunch of savages.
What about Amtrak toilets? I mean, you get on an old train and you just step on a lever and it just opens a big hole and it leaves it all out on the tracks.
Oh, that's gross.
But it's an actual, like you're sitting, like it feels like an actual toilet.
I didn't realize that they did that
That's a mobile outhouse.
on old trains.
I don't know if they do that here.
Hmm.
In Europe, there are trains that are old that just have a lever to open up the hole in the
That's
ground or in the floor.
Moderately disturbing.
I mean, it's just
Effective though.
It's just fertilizer.
It is
Yep.
just fertilizer for the
Keeps
track.
people off the train tracks.
Yeah, they're like, "Bruh, somebody did something gross over here."
Jake said, "I don't care if I'm already backed up if I'm on a plane, I'm taking 5 Imodium just to be sure."
Exactly, right? That's my point. I'm not trying to hear the train toilet or the airplane toilet.
Yard Tony said, number 1, I don't think anyone looks forward to going in a porta potty, and 2, Jay the
Yep.
Younger, it looks like they may be blocks for the ship mast nets.
Blocks for the ship mass nets.
That's from Yaret's Tony. So
Does
knows.
that mean
Well, it
that's
could be. Yeah, the
Ships.
nets that you remember, because a lot of these boats have got those nets that go up the side
yeah,
that you see pirates climbing up
yeah.
on.
They would just be threaded through there.
Maybe so. I don't know. It's
Hmm.
the best thing I've heard.
Yeah. That very well could be.
came from Yar. It's Tony.
Yards
No.
Tony.
I think he knows.
He
pirate-
would know something about pirate
He's got
ships.
Yar in his name. Yar, it's Tony, and I know about boats.
Like the nets people climb, yeah, they tie down over the side to the blocks there.
That's exactly what they are. So then I need to also get some string so we can wire this thing up. This is becoming
Critical
very
Falcon, thank
complicated.
you for that sub.
And I gotta make sails. Ooh.
And he said, yes, exactly. That makes me qualified for pirate things. You have to believe everything I say about it.
Okay, shoot.
Oh. I mean, I was going to push back on that a little bit, but whatever.
Shoot.
Jim,
Tony,
Jim
that's
was like,
between you and
I was
Jordan."
not going to trust him, but I mean, if you guys are down, then whatever.
How did the train derail? Well, best we can tell, someone from the train ahead of it dropped a real doozy.
Oh no. Oh no. That's so unfortunate.
Chuck the Mead Man wants to know if you guys will be bringing pistol grips. Oh my gosh, pistol grip airbrushes to Adepticon.
Generally, we do. We
Mhm.
only bring about a half a dozen or so, though. So if you want one, let us know beforehand. But we'll have them on site for sure.
Chuck wants one.
There you go. Your boy Gabe is probably.
Jade's like, we do. And then Chuck said, does that count? And Jake, we're not muting you after that joke because you've been here for this entire conversation. What if we can't go to Adepticon because, well, you work but want a pistol airbrush? Well, you can buy one from our website.
We do, in fact, sell them on our website.
Or you could go see T. Schmid at work. Well, I don't know if they have them.
Yeah, there you
T.
go.
Schmid can special order one for you. I'm speaking on his behalf. Letting him know that it is a possibility to special order products for people who walk into your store and want them. Whether the store will actually do that for you is up to them, but they have the ability to do that from us.
Oh, my goodness.
Let it out.
I know. Alrighty. Oh, I should glue this down. Hey, Jen,
What's up?
would you mind terribly pulling up a photo of a sloop? I'm going to verify that these are, in fact, for the netting, which I think is 100% correct based on...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure now
Yeah.
that I'm
Now
I'm
that-
seeing it. Because
yeah,
the mast
same.
is right there, right?
What am I
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Yeah, the mast is right there.
what am
so.
I looking for?
Just
Sloop
type in...
rigging. SLOOP
Sloop rigging?
rigging.
Yeah. And we got all the...
How to rig a sloop.
Cool looking boat.
Hoist up the main
Alright.
sail.
Let's see here. So we've got the big long back, like sideways. So kind of like that one in the middle. Oh, there we go. Blood and pigment. There you go. The one on
Over
the...
here?
Yeah. This is, I think, the other sloop. Not this one, but I do
Oh,
see...
looks-
Oh, no, this is the
I
same
would
one.
say it looks
Yeah,
pretty
and that's
similar.
it. That's where
I think, right? Yeah.
that rope goes.
Oh, that one is a touch different. But it is the same...
But it's the same kind of thing.
It's the same layout, pretty
Oh.
much.
And
Yeah.
there's those rope things that
Yep.
people walk up. Sunday Taco said, hey, Monument, I think in a previous stream you mentioned that your paints are single pigment. Are they all single pigment? What's the mixability of paints without them just turning muddy? fully mixed as well as, say, Chimera paints mix.
Yes, definitely. So the thing that I always tell people, and to answer the first part of the question, we use a single pigment everywhere we can, but you run out of colors, right? There's just no way to do that across enough colors to satisfy a hobby line. So we have single pigment paints. Our transparent paints are single pigment paints, and that gives you an idea of how single pigments generally work. They're less opaque. So if you've used like Chimera paints, a lot of their paints are not very opaque. And the ones that are generally not single pigment, right? You have to use opacifiers like white and black. There are some paints that have more light fastness or are a little bit more opaque as single pigments, but very, very few in the acrylic land.
Which one?
And so what winds up happening is you've got the ability to mix paint in a couple of different ways. And most companies' paints that you'll find that get muddy when mixing is because they mix in a CMYK fashion, much like when you go to Home Depot and get paint made, if you're familiar with that, or if you have a hardware store wherever you live and you can go in and have them match a color for your house. They just go over to a machine, input the hex code, right? And then that spits out cyan, magenta, yellow, white, and black into a paint pail, and then they put it in the mixer, mix it all up, you get a color. Ta-da! You can make any color in the world that way. But what that means is that you only ever have cyan, magenta, yellow, black, and white in your paint, right? You have those 5 pigments and that's it. So if you want to make a green paint, there's absolutely no green in your green paint. So when you go to mix that with other things, hoping that the green hue stays stable as you mix, there's a very good chance, depending on what that other color is and how you thin them, that you lose the idea of green in the first one as much as you wanted. It should stay because your main parts would be yellow and cyan to get your greenish, right? But depending, because the next color you mix together is also just 5 pigments, and when you mix those, or has anywhere up to 5 pigments, I guess I'd say, some paints are not, all 5 of those in CMYK, but as you go through and you mix those together, you start to lose the intensity of the color that you blend together, no matter what, right? And so they desaturate and they start working themselves towards brown because you start to get equal numbers of CMYK as you mix, and eventually you just get mud, right? We start all of our paints from a base that is typically, not true in all colors, well, let me think. Usually it's going to, like if I start to make a green, I'm starting with a green pigment, right? So there's no cyan and yellow to make green in our world. We could, but generally we start with a green pigment, and then we will tint, tone, shade, and warm or cool that tone down with other true pigments, right? So I have some paints that have up to 6 pigments in them, right? But you'd never know it because when you mix them, that color is rooted to a large portion of base pigment that is that color family. So like our Pyro Red is one of the best reds on the planet because it is Pyro Red, right? It is not magenta and yellow mixed together to get a red, right? It's red. And so I can make all sorts of stuff off of Pyro Red or Rubine Red or any of these pigments that we use, and they still are going to have a base of red. So no matter how you mix them, you're getting the intensity of red mixing into what you do. Make sense? So all of our paints, when you mix them together, you get what you expect. You don't get mud, right? Now, if you mix 18 colors together, you get mud because that's how paint mixing works, right? And that's why the CMYK method of making hobby paints is usually a lower tier way of making paints. But since you can make every color under the sun, you just reach for the color you want. Pro Acryl is built around mixing colors for exactly that reason. We are using core pigments that are the color in question rather than trying to create base colors from CMYK. CMYK is great for print and for house paint where you're never mixing the colors. That's not how that works. Like when you go to print, you just have CMYK mixing the color you need, and it can have any one of a billion colors in between, and it just spritzes down the color in print that you need, and you never mix those paints together. So there you go. There's the long and short of how paint mixing goes and why all of our paints mix so great. Between ivory, bright warm gray, and white, what color would work best for a Stern Guard veteran front cloak?
Like a tabard?
You're gonna need something darker, right? If you're planning to just like use a wash to shade it down or something like that, ivory could work really well there. I would say probably start with the 2 darker ones on that, which is bright warm gray or ivory. Bright warm gray is more of a greenish warmth to it, or a yellowish warmth to gray. whereas ivory is more of a yellowish white. So it's two different families of color there. But
We also,
yeah, if you just put a brown wash over it, then any of those, and I would, if you want it to look more like it was dirty white cloth, that's kind of how we did the underside of this, right? Then ivories would work really well. I built this up off a dark golden brown and khaki, so it keeps it in that yellow phase. But yeah, that same kind of thought process.
you're talking about like that kind of thing, a bit more finished, because we do have a short on how to do this.
Yeah, but he's only got those colors.
Oh,
Is what he says. He said that's.
Oh,
all
I
he has.
misunderstood
Ivory,
what
red,
he was
evergreen,
asking.
warm gray, and
Okay.
white.
Yeah, so we're kind of limited. Yeah, the ivory would be your best bet, most likely. And if you have a warm brownish color in your paint collection, maybe you don't have Acryl warm brown, but if you have light umber, you can mix ivory with light umber to get to a really good base tone for that, and then wash over that too, right? Because all those colors you listed are fairly bright. But if you go light umber, ivory, and then brown wash, chef's kiss, that's going to be really good. Yeah, if you have the base set, you have light umber, dark umber, light umber, ivory, and then brown wash. Perfect. You'll see the way we paint here is we paint all of our shadow layers first. So like on the cloak, started with dark blue first and then worked up to green. So you get the kind of bluish shadows. Same thing with everything you'll see Baby J and I painting. We generally start from a very dark base tone and work up to brightness. So in doing things like a good example is the parchment on here for his purity seals is all dark umber, light umber so far. Right? And then I'll start working light umber, and I could use ivory, work light umber and ivory together, and start lightening it up. And then by the time I get to my brightest color, I put my brightest color on, then I put a wash over it, and then redo the edge highlights, and you're fine. So it depends on how much time you want to spend on it, but that would work really well if you've got the base set. Dark umber, light umber, ivory. Is fantastic. Grabs Acryl petroleum brown and mixes with warm gray and gets mud. I mean, that's what you expected, right? I mixed two browns together and it just looks like mud. You lied.
Well, but those are two brown colors.
I mean, Jason Waukee says, how would you tweak the dark flesh to shadow flesh tan progression like for Middle Eastern skin tone? I wouldn't use tan flesh.
Yep.
Dark flesh to shadow flesh will get you most of the way there, and then I would actually use something along the lines of olive flesh or even one of the ochres, like yellow ochre a little bit maybe, in between there. So you bring out a little bit more of that kind of olivey, yellowish tone to the skin.
Would advanced flesh have a spot in there?
Advanced flesh tone is a better way to work from. If you want to do that, then you could use advanced flesh tone after shadow flesh if you have it. Because advanced flesh tone leans towards yellows as opposed to pinks, which is what makes it so great. We have a little bit of a brighter version of that coming out in the releases coming up at Adepticon.
Yeah.
But tan flesh pushes you into pale pink, right? And so you got to be careful if you're doing Middle Eastern, Asian. Well, it's funny because in all skin tones pretty much in all skin tones, you have the opportunity to push towards pink. You just may not get what is considered to be the broader view of that demographic. Mm-hmm. So if you're painting Asian flesh, it doesn't really matter once you get it past like India, right, and into like the Philippines and such. What color Asian skin tone can be is yes, right? It can look exactly like Caucasian skin. It can look exactly like Eastern European skin. It can look like a myriad. But if you're wanting to have it be something that's easily identifiable, especially at game scale, then you're going to want to push it to a little bit more olivey, little hints of yellow. I like yellow ochre, but warm yellow in spot amounts. You want to be careful because you don't want to push it to too much yellow. You start looking like somebody's liver is not functioning, right? So you got to be a little careful. But taking something like shadow flesh with just a little pinprick of yellow in it can help move you there. But advanced flesh tone is kind of that color, right? Not exactly, because shadow flesh is always going to have more red in it, right?
Six Cylinder Samurai wants to know if the deck of the boat was airbrushed or dry brushed.
Like a combo?
Yeah. For the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
The deck.
I did the same color for the deck here and the sides, and then I went over with Bold Power Red, or not Bold Power Red.
Transparent red.
No,
burnt red.
I didn't
It
use
was burnt
transparent
red.
red. Yeah, I used
Yeah.
burnt red because I was given a list of colors to use,
Yeah.
and I did not have transparents on there.
Can I say 6-Cylinder Samurai is an awesome name, by the way?
It is actually a very cool name.
Yeah,
So-
and the bright warm flesh stuff. Dark warm flesh, those work really, really well in that arena too.
So the
Even
question-
what I'm using to highlight my gold here, which is the heavy warm white, is a great color to use to start bringing flesh up at your very highest highlights, keeping it somewhere in the yellow tones for that warmth, as opposed to moving more towards whites or bright pinks. Right? It's amazing how nuanced those colors get, because once you get above a certain amount of value, you start getting into the layer of colors that feel like whites, bright neutral gray, bright warm gray, ivory, all of those colors that can live in that family of, hey, that's white. They're not, right? And they actually will help move colors towards what you see as that inclusion of yellow or gray or green, right? They will move the eye that way, even though visually at first they don't feel like that. You know, like pale green doesn't feel like, or bright pale green doesn't feel like green.
No.
You know, when you look at it in the bottle, it does, right? But like faded green, right? It's up against like everything you see here doesn't feel as green, right? But when you stand it on its own, it does. So it doesn't change. It's just its relation to every other color, both in brightness and in hue,
wow.
can help direct traffic. And those are those nuances you get used to as you start painting more, that allow you to use colors that don't seem like they would have a fit in a certain spot and still get a lot out of them. That little glint of bright warm white or pale yellow on top of your silver for a highlight helps give it warmth, like it's actually sunlight gleaming off the sword, as opposed to going with just whites, grays to whites. The whites give you the shine because the value of white is very bright, but they don't give you the warmth. So you might move into a color you don't really recognize as being a silver. You'd use it for gold, but you can use those colors that you would use for golds to bring warmth onto your silver, and vice versa to cool down your golds if you did it that way.
That green, was that faded green?
Faded green.
When you had it next to the green on the cloak, it looked like tan.
Yeah.
But as soon as you move the model away and put it by itself, you could totally see the green.
Yeah,
That was
exactly,
weird.
right?
Yeah, it looks like beige, like ivory.
Yeah, exactly. But then you,
Yeah, that's crazy.
right? Well, I don't have to turn the bottle over, but you get it. It's green until you
Yeah.
get something that is more green in the
Right.
picture.
Yeah.
And then once you have it, so that's why using hues in balance with other hues, right? That's something that the color wheel doesn't really tell you, and that's why we always talk about the hue, saturation, and value wheel, or the cylinder. It's called the HSV cylinder, right? And the HSV cylinder allows you to have the ability to look at where a color goes as it desaturates, because all colors move towards white as they desaturate. And so they all start blending together and have just slight nuances and effects on one another. So every color works with every other color at a point, period. Even though it doesn't make sense on the color wheel, because the color wheel just looks at things at full vibrancy. And it starts becoming clown suit if you put all the colors together, right? It's too much. It's too rainbow. Wah! But as soon as you start desaturating, which we do 9 times out of 10 when painting models, we desaturate our colors, especially when we're doing military, sci-fi, fantasy, grimdark, that stuff. You're not ever really painting at full vibrancy. Now, we do, right? We use full vibrancy for its punchiness in certain cases, but I don't have any full vibrancy green on his cloak yet. It still plays as being green, but I haven't used green at its fullest. I've mixed it, I've glazed it, so I don't get the full brightness of that anywhere. Same with the golds. I haven't used anything at full vibrancy other than the heavy warm white as the final highlight so far.
I want to go back to that question about the deck of the boat, because I don't think
Yeah.
we finished answering it. Was the deck airbrushed or dry brushed? I think all we got is you did the same colors on everything.
Right. So the steps for this, the only airbrushing that was ever done on this was to get the brown, the dark umber over the whole boat.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
When it got prepped, we airbrushed the whole thing with the dark umber, and then I literally went in and I think he might have even used black brown.
I think it was black brown.
I think he used black brown, and then I dry brushed dark umber, light umber, yellow ochre, and that's the boat.
Yeah, T. Schmidt Gamut. It's really saturation. The same thing, right? Gamut is a video term mainly, but I think people use it in other ways. But we talk about it with regards to saturation. Again, you can Google the HSV cylinder, hue, saturation, and value, and that's really the extension of the color wheel you need to be using when painting. Because it gets you out of the mindset of, oh, that color doesn't work well with that one. I'm only supposed to use green with these. You know, it's complementary, it's tertiary, right, and those things. And it's like, nah, forget all that. I mean, don't forget all that. It still has good position in your brain. But I never think about that. Your eye knows when things clash, right? They either clash against the idea you had in your head, or they just clash, right? Your idea, you put it together, and it's like, you'll know, right? But the idea that you can desaturate colors by glazing or by just mixing a faded version of a color by tint toning it and shading it either with white, black, or gray can allow it to work in situations where you wouldn't normally have said, hey, you know what? I want to do a bunch of green and pink, and while pink and green have been used together for a long time, it's that preppy color base, right? When you paint with them, sometimes they look very garish. It goes into that same reason like reds and greens, but if you do them correctly, they can look fine. They don't look like Christmas and stuff like that. So,
Warpgate Studio said absolutely loved using your colors on my Arachnarok spiders.
Yep.
Over the last few weeks. Been getting some great feedback on the blending.
Awesome,
Nice.
Warpgate.
Fantastic.
Paint Liquor, so that's why the limited palette challenges are so good. You have to get creative and learn how to shift to get as close as you can to what you want.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mixing is like that one thing that you always will be working on, because those like little nuances to it, but like the bulk of it you can pick up the core concepts pretty quick. But understanding and intuitively knowing what colors will mix to what to be what color takes time to learn and trial and error to see what your brain is telling you. Like when your brain tells you, I'm gonna mix these two colors, it's gonna look like this, and then you go
Totally doodler.
do it, and you get a different result, then your brain is like, oh well, this is actually what this is. And hello Raiders, welcome.
And Tynex, thank you.
Doodler.
Tynex, 10X, thank you for the compliment on the line. I'm kind of still in the sketchiness phase, although I didn't spend time there today. I was cleaning up the gold. I'm starting to do the final blended highlights on the gold. I was having fun with that. The rest of the model's kind of in the, prepping phase. I guess the cloak's a little further along, but...
I really like your cloak.
Thank you.
It turned out real nice.
It's 344.
What?
344. Yeah.
Impossible.
Impossible indeed.
Throwing potatoes at us.
They're throwing potatoes. Love laced potatoes. I mean,
At least they're laced with love.
I appreciate the
I like
the love
potatoes.
laced, but I also just like potatoes.
I like potatoes. Potatoes are delicious.
I like turtles.
I like turtles. Give me some turtles. Can I get some turtles?
Like we just talked about, I'm just taking light umber and mixing it in here with, in this case, olive flesh is my go-to when doing things like parchment. Gives us a really good kind of mid-tone tan.
Game delay, he had the cloak on, but you were busy working, so you missed it. He whipped it off quickly before you could look up. Next time. The Mad Magus. Magus? Thank
Love
you
that
for the
name.
follow.
Magus.
Magus. So to get the gradients, do you do more of a wet blend or mix enough in between colors to even it all out?
Both are good choices. Depends on the model we're working on. On the things I'm doing now, I'm just layering. No intentional wet blending happening on the model. I may get a little bit because our paints have a little bit longer open time. If you're familiar with Acryl, one of the things that we did when designing them was leave them to where they take a little bit longer to dry, and in doing so allow you to get what I kind of call edge blending. When you put a layer over the top of another paint, you'll get where those two paints meet at the edge. They kind of feather each other naturally because the brush will do the work for you. So yeah, but I'm on the Lion here at least. I'm just doing rough, sketchy layers, and any blending that's happening is done from, the layering of glaze thin stuff. Although I haven't been intentionally glazing much since the cloak. Right now I've got dark umber, light umber, and now I've mixed light umber with olive flesh to get a brighter color on there, and that's just my blend. I do the first layer of this mix pretty thin. Opacity wise, God, I'm having a hard time talking today. Babe J's rubbing off on me.
I know. I was about to say you're spending too much time with me.
So usually when I'm layering like this, the first layer I put on, I will do very thin, almost like a glaze, and then I'll go to more full opacity right after that, so that the first layer gives me kind of a skin of that color over the base layer, and those two do have a visual blending together. And I use rougher brush strokes, so that the distance between the brush strokes also fools the eye to think that there's a blend there, can add some texture. And then when I go back at full opacity, I kind of draw it into highlights and do the full opacity stuff.
Professional paint liquor, I feel like that's like a slang term that we don't know because we're old. Well, Jordan might know it, but
I am aware of the reference. It's not very. Not yeah.
Yeah,
let that one go.
okay.
Yeah, that's. I concur with game delay. That one can sit in the void for forever.
You're a professional. Expect more from you.
Me?
No, professional paint liquor.
Oh yeah. I'm trying. I'm doing all the things.
Question from Critical Falcon. So when I do the tabard, should I do dark umber to light umber to ivory and feather, or try to mix the colors together to get in between?
I would do what I'm doing and mix the ivory and the light umber. You can do dark umber into light umber. Those two work very well without mixing. You can mix, like the question before, which is you can mix any amount of times and get really, really smooth gradients. How much time do you want to spend on the model? That's really all it comes down to. How smooth are you looking it to be? How much time do you want to spend? Because you're going to spend more time the more layers you mix. 3 colors can become 5 very quickly, right? So if I go dark umber, light umber, ivory, okay, like that, I can choose to have these be a ton of colors or just these 3, right? If I just go dark umber into light umber, you can see how those two will play nice together. They blend fairly nicely on the model just by painting one over the other in regular layers. This, though, is very bright. So mix these two together to get a third color, and then you can use ivory as a final texture on there. Then do your wash. Your wash will darken it all down and blend it together, and then go back with ivory and do your last details, any feathering or edge highlighting and things you want. And if that winds up being too bright, mix it with a little bit of light umber. But those 3 colors will do everything you want. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm just using olive flesh instead of ivory.
Hey, somebody
Right,
likes
olive
us.
flesh is just a little bit darker than ivory.
Oh, Chicken Little, thank you for the follow.
Oh, Chicken Little.
That's exactly what you see in action here, and this is the layer of umber and ivory for all intent and purpose.
And you could listen to Paint Liquor if you want, but
Mm.
Jason would not.
What?
Paint Liquor said then glaze hot pink over. Perfection.
No.
Hot pink,
No.
always the answer.
No.
Is it though?
No.
Perfect. So basically, rule of thumb is if the colors are too contrasting, then that's only when you really need to do mixing.
You got it.
Jake A wants to know, Jason, your thoughts on desaturating with gray instead of white.
Well, you're going to tone a color with gray is kind of the way to think about it. We say tint, tone, and shade. Tinting happens with white. That brightens your color up.
Mm-hmm.
Toning happens with gray. That keeps it on the same brightness level or a little under, but in that same range. And then shading, of course, darkens it up. So what are you wanting to do with the color, right? Altering a hue with gray will still desaturate it the same way white or black will, because what is gray if not just white and black mixed together? So you're still going to lose vibrancy on your color no matter what. Are you wanting it to brighten up because you put white in it? If so, you want to shade it down, put black in it, You want it to stay about as bright as you have it already, then use gray. That's really the rule of thumb. And then it's play around and, salt to taste.
Said I have a scarlet color that I'm using for cloth.
Yeah, I typically say that you can go through white if you're more comfortable that way, and just a little bit of white, will brighten up a little bit and desaturate, but grays may keep you on target for how bright you want the color to be easier.
Six-cylinder samurai would like to know what greens in the range were used for the lion's plate armor to get the black-green non-metallic.
Believe it or not, no greens were harmed in the making of this armor. It's all blues.
Oh no.
What?
You said salt to taste.
Yeah. I'm helping people out.
Salt to taste.
No.
One salty recipe at a time.
I have said salt to taste much longer than our don't eat the paint routine has
Yeah,
been
but all
going.
these people haven't been here that whole time. They've only been listening to the paint.
You
They
can't
wanna
change
eat the
me
paint.
now. It's the armor is all blues. I put a little bit of dark sea bin on there and then forgot I did that, and so I never continued with it. So somebody on the YouTube channel was watching the VOD and they were like, "What happened to the dark sea bin you put on?" And I was like, "Oops, I did do that at some point. I put dark sea bin like on the inside of his leg here. I'm gonna go put a little bit of green in it. The reason it may read a little green is because of the green cloak around it. Like Jen was saying, it's the compare and contrast of hues right next to each other can help you see things that don't really exist. But there's no green in the armor. It's all just Payne's gray, right? And white blue. And I simply add a small touch of white blue to the Payne's gray as I go up. And then when I got to a point where I did my first highlight, then I took transparent black and a little bit of transparent blue, mixed those together, and did a wash over the entire armor with the transparent black, transparent blue. That darkened it up and brought it back down into the world of black. And then now I need to go back and highlight. I've highlighted some of the areas with the white blue again, right? You can see a little bit of brightness coming through, like along the foot here I probably did, and up in this ankle area, but not back here yet, and not like really on the shoulder plate and stuff like that. So I have to still use the white blue to brighten it up. And every time I add more brightness to it, the less you'll see of this kind of bluish tone. It'll drive that into the shadows. And if I'm not happy with the way it is, maybe it still looks a little bit too blue steel like gunmetal, then I'll do another layer of transparent black over the top and then just re-highlight it again.
Game Delay said, Jason and I don't share taste in movies. We don't share taste in music. We made different choices about having kids. We do, however, share an equal skepticism of taking advice from chat. Serial Killer, what's up, everyone? I actually just got my Monument Pro Acryl base set and medium delivered today. Can't wait to get a model primed and start using them.
Awesome.
Yay.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
welcome.
our crazy little family.
Punisher said, heard it directly from the official Monument Hobbies channel, Pro Acryl. I'm not even going to read the rest of it because I don't want it to be in my voice.
These scoundrels.
I know. They will flip everything around back on you.
Yes, they will.
I think it's fun.
I think it's fun.
I like the chaos.
Yeah.
Do you though?
No, not really. Keeps me up at night, but I like saying I like it on stream. I'm a masochist.
Too much of my chaotic influences seeping in. Any recipes for wish.com non-metallic gold? Yes. Mahogany, burnt orange, yellow ochre, or golden yellow. You can use either one. And then golden yellow. Or you can do golden yellow right after the red. What is it? What did I say? Burnt orange. And
Malev
then pale yellow.
said, that's a cool cape guy and boat.
You got a boat?
That's how, I refer to these things. Cape guy and boat.
Here's another big question.
See, Malev knows what they are, though.
I know. I don't.
Malev has no excuse. He knows what these are. He may feign that he does not know what they are, but he knows what they
I
are.
always
He,
have to write them
he
down.
may not know the
and
blood
I don't
and
have
plunder
anything
stuff.
written down for these two.
He may not know the blood and plunder stuff, but
What color should I paint the mermaid on the front?
Ooh, pink.
I think the Wish.com tarnished gold you just
I'm gonna
talked
go,
about.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, we got to go with the colors in the set.
I can make something work. We got yellow ochre. We got warm yellow. We got bright ivory. And we got burnt red, which will work. Yeah, we can make it work. All right, I got you, fam. Although we have 3 minutes, so I'm gonna have to do it fast.
Or tomorrow.
Or tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. I would stay late, but Philip and I are going to the gym. Because we're getting exercise. Tomorrow is an illusion. Who was asking for that, by the way?
And whoever was asking about the tabards and stuff, you can see that kind of layer is just the olive flesh. With maybe a little bit of a light umber in it, because I mix it kind of over the pile where I was mixing the first one, but instead of bringing more light umber into it, I just bring olive flesh. Right? So that gives you a good dirty parchment look very, very quick. And by leaving the darker layers behind, see, I don't paint over the darker layers in the shadow where the fold is here and down in the shadow where they overlap. And that gives you your built-in. You can still put a wash over the top of that and you're fine. Right? It'll just darken all that up. And I'm only painting with, again, the wetness on my brush. Just the water that's on my brush after cleaning it. I'm not thinning the paint overly much. Just leaving a little bit of water. Loaded in the brush when I go to get the paint itself. Works
So-
like a champ.
With these 4 colors, I can do non-metallic metal gold. It'll be a nice, rich, warm gold. Which I will do tomorrow. The other one that you could do is I could do yellow ochre, bright ivory. We do Evergreen. Camo green. And dark umber. And you could do that with this as well. You won't use a lot of the camo green, just a little bit. Just a little bit. But those are kind of the 2 that I would do with it. And then Millimeter Matte, if you are going to be around tomorrow, I'll do it up.
Dark purple, dark camo green. Yeah, you can do fast golds with those too. That's kind of the theory with my Blood Angels. It's very Wish.com. It's all dark yellow green, and then start mixing in yellow ochre, and then pale yellow.
Yeah, so this is my Wish.com gold.
Yeah, he likes warmer stuff.
Yeah. I really like this, like, not super realistic, but, like, really cool looking, really warm gold. I'm just a fan.
Good job, Jordan. You did it, buddy.
Phil, what the? Feels just like, good job, Jordan. Good job.
You did it.
Good job.
You got us.
Malev, it's Ham Warmer, 40K. Ham Warmer, I love
Ham
this.
warmer.
What's going on with that, man? He says he's been hearing about even more paints dropping at Adepticon. Yep. Yep.
Maybe.
18?
Yeah.
Our biggest paint release since the base set, since the OG release of Pro Acryl. We have never released, I don't think,
The
more
one.
than 12 colors after the OG release in 2018.
Not
So
at
this will
one
be the
time.
biggest one. 18, all at once.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Malev, then it's 17, and then the next day we're releasing 1.
Yeah, we'll do it for you. Just like that.
We'll
I
have our
can't count
marketing.
on
We'll have our
17.
marketing team change it. We'll have it say it's the Malev release. It's 17 on day 1 and 1 on day
And
2.
one on day 2. But to make it easy, you can only
It's
order on the
17
second
plus
day.
1. Yeah, that's 18, Malev.
No, we can get you to count one more higher.
Got it.
Expansion set 5 when, Ghost Hunter? Probably if we see it in 2024, it'll be towards the back to school time of the year. We have another exciting release of paints in between the Adepticon, April timeframe, and then the August September timeframe if everything goes well. But I can't talk about it yet.
It's a secret.
That's more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 17. Yay! Have y'all spoiled some upcoming paints? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, quite a few actually.
Oh yeah, I guess we have.
Like
I haven't talked a
Seven
lot
or-
about them.
7 or 8
These
of them at this
18 will finally include the pure pigment bismuth yellow and ultramarine blue that I've been using on stuff.
I guarantee you that bismuth yellow is gonna be used by me so much.
It's funny, the bismuth yellow is a component of a lot of the colors we already have.
Yeah.
We just never released it on its own. So we have bismuth yellow, the ultramarine, the satin black you've seen me use will be out. We've got a rusty orange, not like burnt orange, but another orange that's in that rusty level. We've got the red orange coming out. It's actually called orange red, I believe. Right? It's orange red. Give you an idea. I've been using this on my Blood Angels. Right? Give you an idea next to Pyro Red, that kind of a deal.
Such a perfect step up.
Yeah. So
nice.
if you like warmer reds, you can just paint with that right over like a burnt red base or mahogany base or whatever. Or it really does go well over the Pyrol because, like I said, it's let me get one that hasn't been highlighted yet.
Yeah, T-Schmidt, that bismuth yellow is gonna work really great for non-metallic metal because it also covers really nice.
It's the color here that I used in between what you see the fleshy highlight and the Pyrol red. It's that orangey mid-tone that I've used on all of my Blood Angels that winds up looking superb once you do the pale pink final armor highlight on it.
Making me move.
That's the only difference between these two is that this guy has the pale pink edge highlighting and specular highlights.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super quick way to get reds to look fantastic. So that is coming out the orange red.
Fantastic.
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 What else? We've got, gosh, there's a ton of colors.
Hi, Jacob.
A bunch.
It turns out 18 is a lot.
A bunch.
Dude,
A bunch
It's
of
17 plus 1.
a bunch of new yellows,
Lelo.
right?
Yes.
So
Yellows are
yes.
good,
a
though.
bunch of new yellows that are not just
Yellow.
yellow. So I'm excited about those. Some really, really bright, vivid colors. We've got a new green, bright version of our base green that's just called bright green.
Bright green.
Sits right between green and bright pale green. What else? We've got a dark hot pink. I don't know if that's the right thing that we'll call it, but it's like a dark hot pink.
Is
Hot
that
dark
like
pink.
a brighter version of? Is it like between dark magenta and magenta?
Kind of, yeah.
Somewhere
A
in
little
there.
bit more vibrant
Yeah.
than just a magenta by itself.
Right,
Bye,
because magenta
Jade.
is a little desaturated.
Yeah, it's got a punchy red base. So
Yeah.
instead of being base magentas and moving
Oh,
into
interesting.
just that world,
Interesting.
it's got a punchy red base
Dark
and
hot pink.
and is pretty bitchin'.
Okay.
And then we've got a darker version of the orange red, so like a dark orange red and orange red both coming out, which is nice. The dark orange red is kind of like a rust red.
Yeah.
But and then I'll leave the rest to be a surprise.
Surprise.
That was like at least half.
You have to be at Adepticon.
You got to be.
Gotta be there.
Adepticon.
How close to 96 are we getting in the core sets now, T. Schmidt? We're still at 72.
75.
75.
Or 75
I
right
have
now.
21 colors left that I have to do for the core base Pro Acryl rack. So if you're a retail store and you see the Pro Acryl rack, there's 96 slots plus the mediums at the bottom with the primers. And though we have 75 of those colors done. The racks the washes moved over to the side.
Washes
rack.
are on the side rack now.
Yeah, so you 75 on the main rack, and then we have the signature series, the fluorescents, and the washes that sit on the side rack. I'm thinking from a retail perspective.
Yeah.
And there's some room to grow there, but not a ton after we do these 18.
Yeah, not a ton.
And then we have 21, so we have 2 more expansion sets coming for the main line. One of them will be 9, and one of them will be 12.
12.
There you go. And I think expansion set 5 will be a 9 paint set,
Nice.
if I have my way.
Jason, you can do whatever you want.
Mhm.
You can have it your way.
It could, in fact, be
You and Jen are in
8
charge.
or 13.
Jen's the boss, and she
They
just
could,
shakes
yeah,
her
you could
head
do an
when I
8 and a
tell her
13
stuff.
if you wanted to.
What
That'd be it.
happened? What I missed?
That'd be
Jen's
terrible
just,
to pack.
Jen's the boss, but she just shakes her head when I tell her stuff. So I seem to get away with it.
Yeah. We're talking about,
She just
he
did
said
it.
if he had his way, Jen,
Yeah.
he would have, the next set, expansion set 5 would be 9 colors. And I said, Jason, you're in charge. And Jen, you're in charge. You can do whatever you want.
It can be 9 colors.
It could be 8 colors. It'd be weird to pack, but you could.
T. Schmidt, it's technically a requirement. Like, you guys need to bring the rack in so you have a nice place to put all those signature paints.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to put them. They don't fit anywhere else.
Call T. Schmidt's boss.
Well, let me wait till the end of the month because we don't have any right
Oh.
now.
Well, they're already gone.
I burned through 150 of them in 3 months.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, they were a hot commodity.
Nice, Gosu.
But no, we were supposed to get some.
Yeah, we were just up at the Source. The Source had everything. The Source had the main rack, the new side rack, the old side rack, the Go Bag Evo on shelves. I walked in there and I go, oh my God, we've made it big time.
It's all
we had
there.
all of our products sitting there. It looks so much better than all the other paint companies.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I had a.
Spatsnat. Going to have to talk to my wife. Not sure she's going to like me having a side rack.
Oh.
Spats,
Dang.
maybe you ought to sell that differently.
Yeah, there's
Take a
There-
marketing class.
take a marketing
Take a
class.
quick marketing class online. And maybe use some different terminology there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah, we want to use different language when we're making that communication happen.
T. Schmidt says, can I get my own rack for your house? No.
It's a hefty
We haven't started
investment.
doing that yet.
Hefty
Yet?
investment.
Yet? I heard that. I heard that, Jason.
Look at you, Tim. Tim, stop being negative. Tim's like, you can get rid of the wife.
Boo.
Boo. All right, gang. We're done. We're out of here.
Oh,
It is. That's right. It's 4:08.
408.
right. I'm not
Gotta
ready.
go work out,
I'm
Jordan.
not ready.
We gotta go work out.
Ghost Owner's got racks on racks on racks. Stacks of racks. Good God. So do we.
So many.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for hanging with us. If you're new around here, please do hit that follow button. Where are the wonderful Monument Hobbies? We make this.
I'm not ready.
We make actually more than this.
That we only make olive
There's
flesh.
a lot of this, but we make it in all sorts of other colors. Like
Oh,
the
there's more
other
colors.
shades
Okay,
of
good.
brown.
I was scared. I was scared for a second, Jason.
I love whenever I'm done painting on a day where all I use is browns. He's like, yes, we make this.
Ah,
we make
Hey,
we make
it's-
enough colors to paint your flesh in all sorts of weird tan
fleshy
shades.
colors.
shades. So
National
yeah,
Fart
you
Day.
should check it out
We're
at the links that Jen is putting there in chat, the FLGS link and the store link. We'll take you over to monumenthobbies.com. The FLGS link will show you our store locator where you can find wonderful local stores that support both you through the hobby and the place to play, and us by selling our wonderful products.
Mm-hmm.
So please support your local gaming store. If you cannot find a local gaming store near you, please shop monumenthobbies.com. We got all sorts of great stuff for you there. Help support the fun things that we do on here, like tell fart jokes. It is the National Fart Day we learned today, so
Yes.
there's
It
that.
is.
Fart day.
We talk about
Yeah.
Dutch ovens and everything. You guys are on
And
point.
so we have that going for us. And then the YouTube and the Discord for some great social interaction. The YouTube is where all of these VODs will go a few days or weeks after when Gabe posts them over to the YouTube channel, as well as all of our shorts, YouTube-specific content, and of course our wonderful commercials. You can go check out all of our marketing over there too. And the
I love
Discord
it.
has a tremendous amount of amazing artists plus Ghost Hunter. Yeah, there he is.
We can teach you how to paint with all the colors, from brown to other brown.
To other brown.
Other brown.
But a ton of amazing artists and Ghost Hunter too over on our Discord. So come join us there. It's a great place for inspiration, having fun, meeting people, and just hanging out and talking hobby 24/7. So a fantastic hangout and social spot. Join us there. Thanks so much for anybody that's new around here. We do love seeing new faces. Please feel free to speak up. This stream is all about helping you get more confident with your painting, regardless of what products you're using. Hopefully, eventually on your journey, you give us a try. But come by and hang out with us as we paint more stuff. So good hanging with you. Stick around. Show some love in the chat we wind up in. Jen's going to raid somebody. It doesn't cost much to push that follow button, so do so. And we hope to see you back here tomorrow. Remember, we stream 5 days a week from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're out. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.